Well, anyway, here we are again. We're rolling toward what's going to be a Wednesday. I've got the request lines open. All is well at the Interstate.
Trucking America is listening to the Interstate Radio Network, the most unique full-service radio network in the country. Interstate Radio is targeted radio at its best, aimed at a captive audience in their place of business, which in this case happens to be their trucks. We're live on the air via satellite from midnight Eastern Time to 5 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 56 hours a week, 7 nights a week, 365 days a year. IRN is unique in trucking radio, with a unified message and quality programming reaching across the country, serving nearly 1 million drivers at the same time. Our 50 stations cover the country with live programming. Although long-haul truckers make up our primary audience, IRN also reaches factory workers, service industry employees, policemen, and many other people who live on the other side of the clock. We're positioned to grow with a growing industry, with one foot in the world of trucks and the other in the world of electronic communications. We know how to find the information that truckers need and how to deliver it to them in a useful form. Today's trucker is a smart businessman, or he isn't a trucker for very long. These folks make critical buying decisions all the time. Trucks, trailers, tires, oil, fuel, parts, and many other related goods and services, from chewing gum to work gloves. They need information, and lots of it, if they're going to survive.
What's your name, sir?
David Howard.
David, where are you from?
Birmingham, Alabama.
All right. David, do you ever listen to the Interstate Radio Network, the overnight truckers show?
Oh, yes.
And what do you like about it?
I like the country music, and it gives the good details, you know, what we're going into, bad weather and road construction, but mainly it keeps me awake at night.
Well, it's nice to, it's just basically nice that it's a trucker station. It's helpful to truck drivers. Music is not when there is talk, it's usually about something that's important to truck drivers, basically.
Well, yeah, keep me updated on that, you know, what I can and what I can't do, and some of the things that they're trying to take away from the truckers that they don't need to.
Do you use any of our features in particular?
The weather, a lot during the winter.
How does that help you out?
Lets me know what route to run and what not to run. The weather, the music, and they're just it's like a friend on the road. It's a lonely job.
Radio is a people business, and we've got the people to do it right. A first-rate team of professionals. Bob Tracy, with 14 years of trucker radio experience. Sonny Stevens, who hosted her own trucker show from a truck stop in Joplin, Missouri for 4 years before joining IRN in 1990. Gene Davis, who's been part of the country radio scene for 10 years. Maureen Paraventi from our affiliate KNEW in San Francisco, the newest member of our on-air family. Bart Shore, with country music experience dating back 17 years. Tony Russell, IRN's music director and 7-year trucker radio veteran. And of course, Fred Sanders, who started the whole thing in 1975 with one station and a dream. Altogether, it takes 21 on-air people and many others behind the scenes to bring the Interstate Radio Network to the air. With country music the #1 favorite of truckers, the Nashville connection is very important to the Interstate Radio audience. Our man in Nashville is Keith Bilbrey, who co-hosts the show nightly from our Opryland studios. Keith has the latest news from the country music world, and his on-air guests are among the biggest names in the business. This shouldn't come as any surprise. Keith is the announcer for the Grand Ole Opry. He hosts a weekly show on the Nashville Network, and he writes a monthly country music column for the Truckers News magazine. Country music historians will note the presence of Charlie Douglas, whose own country music program provides a 3-hour lead-in to the Interstate Radio Network every night on 50,000-watt WSM in Nashville. Charlie was the founder of trucker programming back in 1970 and a true trucking radio legend. Charlie's Nashville show will soon be syndicated nationwide on IRN. Woven through the sparkle of our IRN personalities and the country melodies is lots and lots of valuable information. Our weather coverage is unique, detailed, and directed. IRN meteorologist John Fox reports on weather systems, where they are and where they'll be in 24 to 48 hours. We give weather by interstate highway and by city, a crucial service for long-haul truckers. And our weather is updated twice an hour all night long. Drivers can also find IRN weather on 250 DAT call boards in major truck stops across the country. But bad weather isn't the only obstacle our listeners face. So we look out for them by keeping an eye on highway construction that might slow them down. Our special construction reports detail every major tie-up and delay along the interstate highway system. DAT load postings give information on backhauls to truckers looking for loads. Information from DAT systems is featured every other hour. Valuable information for the 1/3 of America's truckers who own their own trucks. When it comes to news, we provide reporting and analysis. Through an arrangement with Newport Publications, IRN's fax wire service assures that our nightly industry newscasts are up to date and on the money. And few organizations have their finger on the pulse of the industry like Newport. IRN keeps its listeners up to date on issues of particular concern to owner-operators. We have legislative reports, produce reports, sports reports, and health reports. Since our audience loves auto racing, we have a dedicated man covering the NASCAR scene. We even have a hunting and fishing report pointing out which part of the country is best for deer or the best place to catch a rainbow trout. Drivers have to be away from home for long periods of time, but we help them stay in touch. 3 times a night, our driver message center takes messages from family members who want to reach a driver. We notify those drivers on the air, and they can call us to pick up their messages. We have the information that truckers need and want, and we give it to them with a smile and a song. We provide it where they can get at it, in a form they can use. Then we reward them for listening with a host of giveaways, contests, and just plain bonuses. The greatest of these is our yearly big truck giveaway. This was the 11th year that Fred Sanders handed the keys of a brand new truck to a lucky sweepstakes winner. This happy individual is trucker David Howard, whose whole family was on hand to see him take possession of a new white GMC Integral Sleeper worth $140,000. Our annual truck giveaway promotion brings us directly to our listeners, where the best market research takes place. We take our people and our prize truck on a countrywide tour of major truck stops and truck shows, giving truckers a chance to look over the prize. These events provide a backdrop for live remote broadcasts, prize giveaways, and sponsor product displays. At the Interstate Radio Network, we share the world of our audience. They listen to us, and we listen to them. In the past year, we made personal contact with about 25,000 drivers on our nationwide Road to Freedom tour, and many more at a variety of truck shows around the country. It all adds up to something you don't see every day. Good, solid, successful, useful communication. The Interstate Radio Network. On the air and on the road with America's truckers.